Hickok 45 here. Is the 1911 obsolete? Kind of old. 1911, by my math, takes you back pretty far. Yeah, you know, there's so many better guns than that now. I don't know really why we still have so many of those around. For example, even though the Glock may not be the most innovative company, here we have the same caliber, 45 ACP, in a modern, firearm. And, I don't know why anybody would choose anything other than something like this over a 1911, because it shoots great. I've not fired it for, I know it's been a year or two, but it's just a good shooter. Reliable, pretty good ergonomics. For a big Glock grip is good, not bad. But you still see people hanging on to the old antique 1911. And I've not fired this thing, wow, 5 years, I guess, the Series 80. Yeah, so let's shoot something with it. Smoke a little. Yeah. Huh, well, it still shoots too. Maybe I jumped too quickly. Perhaps the 1911 is not fully obsolete. You think maybe there's a place for this old bird? This is kind of a plain Jane. It's a pretty gun, but it's, just the basic 1911, Series 80, nothing special, no big, extended slide locks or safeties or anything like that. Nothing ambi, no beaver tail really, no special beaver tail. So, but the darn thing, can I shoot it again? Would you mind? See what I think about it. I just don't know. Feels pretty good. Wow, even gong worthy. Yeah. Well, I might be forming a different opinion. Maybe it's not obsolete. That's what I wanted to talk about briefly. Is it obsolete? A lot of people would say absolutely yes. And I have seen comments over the years, the 17 years we've been doing this, in videos many, many times, what an antique and how obsolete it is. What are the criticisms? Oh, it's heavier than some of the modern 45s like this Glock. This is a 41, by the way. And I've got the FN out here, 545, probably lighter, a nice gun, modern 45. So why would you want one of these things? They're generally heavier. They got this funky hammer, an external hammer. Wow, that goes back to the cowboy days, right? And, there's just so many things about it that make it appear antique. Before I criticize it anymore, I want to thank Buzz Gun Shop for their support of the channel. Been helping us out for about 10 years or more. As well as want to thank Silencer Central. They just really strong in the industry, and they just are great people. They do one thing really well. And then SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute, you too could get on the road to becoming a gunsmith. Take all sorts of courses there, and aerial, drones, and you name it. You get a degree in firearms technology, just learn more about firearms. So we appreciate all their support. And also the Alabama Holster Company. And don't tell anybody, but they're in Alabama. And they make great little Kydex holsters. I usually have one on me. Yeah, pocket, belt, phone. Appreciate their help. So what else is bad about a 1911 that gives some of you reasons to hate on them? The weight, low capacity, that ugly hammer. Are they safe? They don't look safe. Look how people carry these things. Man, I've seen cops carrying these things in my county back in the day, and I've carried them this way. The hammer cocked. How dangerous is that? That's crazy. Or is it? Some people think it is. Well, the hammer, every firearm has a striker or a hammer, some way it's going to fire, right? And this Glock, once I do that, it's pretty much cocked too. It's just hidden, okay? The 1911, the hammer is just external, it's exposed, you see it. But you've got this safety here too. And you got this safety. The trigger won't pull unless that's depressed. So you got all these safeties. And your finger and your brain, it shouldn't be on the trigger unless you're ready to fire. So lots of things have to be done before that hammer is going to fall. So that's not necessarily a negative thing, is it? One advantage of these two is, I'm thinking negatives and positives here, trying to be objective, and I like them all, you know that. The 1911 actually is thinner than a lot of modern 45s. It really is. It's got a fairly thin slide for a big old 45. You tuck one of these in your belt, we're clear. I mean, you stick it in there, you know, anywhere, you know, I wouldn't advise you carry it without a holster, of course, but it just is not as thick as many of these newer guns are. Like this FN, I know it's not quite as thick as that. That would be a tougher, just belt carry kind of thing without a holster. And the capability of having a really nice trigger, because it's a single action firearm, that cannot be ignored. Really can't. And this has a pretty good trigger. This Guncrafter, this Nighthawk Custom has a beautiful trigger. This is a customized version of the 1911. You can do wonderful things with the 1911 to make it a dream to shoot, really, with a beautiful trigger and a grip and all that. And even this one feels pretty good. So, you know, with the modern guns, of course, you get modern technology. You get maybe better reliability with a wide range of ammo, hollow points, and that kind of thing. And it's the simplicity, maybe. It might be a little simpler for you to, you know, how do you break a Glock down, to clean it, you're very, very simple. 1911, not quite that easy, okay? So you do have some advantages to the modern firearms in 45, but you know, yeah, you take advantage of the modern technology and materials, a little bit lighter weight, and you know, put a rail on that thing, and you know, it's whatever you want to do. You can, like this one is threaded, you can get a threaded barrel, put whatever toasters or suppressors you want to put on there, that kind of thing. So some advantages, of course, to the modern firearms, but the old 1911, bottom line, it's really not obsolete. You can get them in all price ranges, from $500 or $600 on up to thousands and thousands, right? And they're not as unsafe as they appear just because they have that hammer cocked. And they still have the ergonomics that are hard to beat. They are really hard to beat, kind of like a Colt single action army. When you put your hand on that thing and you sight that up, I mean, it just feels like it was made for your hand. It really does. So my conclusion, and I want to hear what you think, some of you who you're not stuck in one rut. You have fired 1911s, you own 1911s, you like them fine too, but you also, like me, you have modern 45 ACP firearms. And what is your impression? Do you get a little bit frustrated when you see all the hate on a 1911? And of course it depends on what you're going to do with it, right? So think about the gun shops you've been in, gun shows you've been to the last few months or year. Saw a lot of these, didn't you? Somebody's buying them. So my conclusion is they are not obsolete. Life is good.
Before you leave, I want to remind you to check out our friends Talon Gun Grips and Ballistol. Talon Gun Grips have been a staple of the channel for years. As you know, they make grip tape that you can attach to the grip of your handgun or the pistol grip on your rifle, and honestly, anything you're trying to not drop and have a better handle on, right? Also, Ballistol, of course. Dad's been using Ballistol since the 90s. It's been a staple on the channel as well. They make it's a cleaner and a lubricant. It's non-toxic. It's a great product. Anything for your guns or anything you're trying to lubricate, it's a great way to go. Thank you guys so much for watching the video.